I know I've been gone for a while. I am sorry for that. I've been working hard and all over the place, so it's been a really hard one to get through to things. So, welcome back if you guys been wondering what I've been doing. That hard work in the summer, nice summer heat. And I'm your host, Knight's Valor. So, if you got, oh, sorry there. That cough though, that hurts. But we are playing a game called Edith Finch. I'm not so sure what this whole thing is about. I haven't actually played any type of game sort of like this by the looks of it. It looks really neat. It was on PlayStation Plus for this month for free, so I was like, you know what, let's give it a try. So here I am right now doing this little thing, this video, and I was like, you know what, it looks really fun, so here I am going to give it a try. So let's get started on the beginning. Alrighty. Okay. It's not turning. Oh.
This isn't
Oh.
going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
I just got one thing. That's just beautiful. I love stuff that look like that. Oh my lord. Ooh, pretty. It's like the... Oh. That makes me suspicious on what this game's actually about. There's a broken, closed off fence. I probably can't walk there. So, yeah.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Oh, why not only half? Come on. I like to go on. It's fun. Ooh, little mailbox. Now, I'm not I want to say this button. Oh my gosh.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh. Am I allowed to go in there, though? This is no trespassing. See? No trust. Oh, see, this is the meaning of death. This is only the first part. And I already have a feeling I'm going to die. There's going to be some creepy shit popping out at me, and I'm like, alrighty. Oh, yep. Alrighty, I just broke. That is cool. You can see your feet, body. This. I'm a chick. Okay. Now I know how painful.
My mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Well, I don't want to go that way yet. I want to know what's up the road. That's like the eeriest feeling
No one
I've
had
had.
driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
And here we go. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I wish people wouldn't message me, but so pretty, the deer. Oh my god.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
this is completely blind too. So,
The
whatever
house was
you guys are,
exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
the way you guys are seeing it now through the video is actually how I am first experiencing this game. I've no idea what's going on. I put it new day because it looked like a good
I
story.
asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband.
That is, you know, quite a thing to say. The dragon in the pond killed her husband. Oh well. Now, I'm more curious, should I go high road and just go like, boom, there we are? Should I go low road? Well, let's put it this way. Should I go directly into the house or garage? Because it looks like it's two routes. By the look of the game, there's multiple ways to take this already. Because the first part, I noticed there was two paths. I'm not sure where that second path leads. But by looking on the side, another path opening. That probably just leads down to here. So this is going to be one of those games where there's a lot of choices. So I'm going to assume...
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Can I just like... Oh, I can break them. But... uncomfortable. Ooh. This is like... I don't know how I feel about this area already. There's
Now,
like...
As a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
By the looks of it already, this is like... I don't know, like night or day? I'm not sure. This is just really... Just wow. I'm having like a really jaw-drop feeling here. And it's like... I'm just amazed by the graphics in general. So, kudos to you producers. Amazing graphics. Doing a good job. You're doing it. This just looks... Oh, wow. I love it. Oh. Gary's potting mix. Yeah, look. See? I'm having... That's only to the garage, so... Can I do anything up here? Oh, yeah, I can. I can look at the door. Or can I... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Try the
I
key.
hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Oh.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
I'm afraid to find out what those are. Oh, wow. This is... I'm loving this already. I don't even know what type of game this is. I didn't... Oh my gosh. I like this. It's... Oh, what chimes? Oh, that's cool. There's a little... Nah, I don't want to go in the dog's door. Can I get into here?
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
I'm like getting mesmerized. I guess I go... Can I unlock this door? Am I going...
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Oh, it's saving. Why is it saving?
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Oh, wow. I'm like... Wow. Oh, tennis ball and everything. Wow. I'm loving the rays down from the boards here. But it doesn't look that sunny outside. It looks like doom and gloom. So I'm just gonna walk around here. Look into the little interactions. Does this do anything? No.
For the first time in years.
I'm just gonna say now, this always feels like, I'm not sure what it feels like. Oh wow, this is based in 2010.
I felt like I was home.
Well, if home was messy and...
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Okay, so right now what I'm getting from this, brother died, she inherited the house, that's what it's telling me. Alright. So this is just a house that...
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Yeah, it looks like she's inheriting a house if she has the key. Ooh,
or how
this?
after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
This gives me a really eerie feeling since...
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Yeah, I'm like... really just like... It's one of those feelings, so eerie. I feel like someone's like ready to pop out at me.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Wow. I'm like...
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
It just feels so freaking eerie in this little area I'm in. Gosh. Can I try? See, that goes downstairs, but I want to see what...
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Oh, that's... Wow. Oh, I want to go downstairs. No, I feel like that's the continuation.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Oh, wow. You can just keep going in this place.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
So you can just like walk up to these little doors here. Calvin's room.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Gregory.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Sven Hoffman, Finch, and Eddie.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
There's just so much to look at in here. I'm like overwhelmed, Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Okay. So whose room is... See, this one's not locked.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh. Okay. That's like...
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Oh, wait, is that the continue...
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Wow, this is just...
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
It's another room.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
That's like...
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
This is like mesmerizing. Ooh, I don't...
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Oh, am I the little girl?
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
like tripping.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not even. Come on, Birdie. Birdie.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Marshall.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Ooh, I'm not even sure like how to control this thing.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Oh wow, I'm like.
Tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, wow. I don't know how I feel about this. It's really fun, but what am I?
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
What am I? I'm like, just going.
I got closer and closer.
What? What is this madness?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oh my. I'm not okay with that. I don't want to, like...
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Oh, was I supposed to go up? Yeah, I guess so. Alrighty.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
That is like, I don't know how I feel. Am I just going room to room?
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Oh. Oh, she wasn't feeling good. I know that much. That's an oxygen tank, medicine pills. Oh my.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh my. Dragon kills Finch. Ooh, Sven. I'm free to click on more things. Built 1937 Sven Finch. Oh, he built this little wall. Okay. Oh, looks like they're just little arcles.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Wow, send me 2-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire. Oh my. A forest fire now.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Oh, wow. This is such... Can I, like, go to the... Oh, no.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Well, there's been a lot of saving, a lot of curious things. How do I, like, get out of here? Show me the book unless I'm missing something.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh my. Pink was her thing. Freaking lawn chair in there.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Oh. What? Dang. Just, I am amazed by
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
I'm loving this. I'm just loving that little story, you know. Things I can hit here. In this room now. Okay. Can I, like, jump? Nope, nope. Play.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
freaking really sad.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Wait.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be
my,
here.
this is like really getting me. Like,
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
oh my, oh my, oh my. This is actually like, okay. No. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oh, I see. That's really interesting how they did that.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Wow, that was. I like that. That actually got me nervous though when I even.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Wait, is there another one then? No, okay.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. I like that one. That one's a good one.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Wait, what's all the way down here, though? Oh! Yeah, I want to go in this room. Whatever this is. Oh, this is just like, I'm like.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
This is Barbara's, okay.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, hello, Mark Davis. Sorry I did not respond in time when you sent the message. I was just letting the story go on for that, so thank you and welcome to the stream. I am Knight's Valor, and welcome to the stream.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
That's like the freaking
Rick's crutch and imagine the worst.
Oh yeah, hit these cans. Golf balls too. It's like eerie. Yeah.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Like creepy eerie.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up. But if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Alrighty. Sorry about the little... I hear the music. It's like freaky. I feel like I'm playing a game from Freddy vs. Jason or something like that with this music. It's so funny. Oh, I can't open the door.
Police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
That's funny. A real eerie tale. Oh my god.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Eerie tale. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that pun. If I were watching an eerie movie, I'm gonna make that joke now. Come on, it was pretty eerie. Because it's material.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Oh wait, this was all trying to... I'm doing this to get in the basement. Well... Didn't think about that.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh, that's so sad. Okay, just saved there, and now I'm curious. Aww.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Oh gosh. It's like a freaking bunker. Food to feed, bed, workspace, toys, shower. Wow. There's even a crapper in there. Damn, this. Now that Walter. Well, that was ES candle.
Goodbye, everyone.
There.
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
What? Dang. Okay.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Damn.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Oh, there it is. Just from doing this alone, these stories are sad.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Oh no,
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
No. Okay. I was gonna say...
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but... the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Oh my.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
To be honest, that sort of makes me want to cry.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Oh, God.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Oh, no. Yeah, there we go. I forgot to grab this. Oh.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you... Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Okay, we need to find Sven, Eddie, Gregory, Gus, Milton, and Lewis, and Sanjay. And Odin. Got through a lot. Oh, wow, that was a...
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
No. I can't do that one. Oh, I have to do it.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh, that's cool.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
I like this
Wind
one.
picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
All I have to do... Oh gosh, this is so sad.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
You have a little baby. Oh my god. What?
Watching over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Oh yeah, I'll take the letters out.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
I love this. I'm a cereal.
Whatever it was, he saw.
What was he doing? Oh, here.
Sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
I wish he could have told us
Come on, I don't want to.
about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything.
Oh my god. This is awesome.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
That's like... Oh wow. That was That's my favorite level so far. All the ones I've played, that has to be the favorite one. Wow. Wish I did those in order. Oh, why is there so many rooms here? What the hell?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Man.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Dawn and Sunday.
Lewis was born a year later.
Down? Oh, no, wow.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Oh no. Yeah, I can't look at the room. I'm done. Oh, there's Milton.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
But just gotta say now, that view. Milton, I'm jealous. I wish I had a view to the water like this. Dang, I'll be out here every day. Just look at that water. It's beautiful. I'm a little jealous though. Go and check out that window now. Ooh, this ought to be interesting. That's cute. Oh, that. Oh, wow. I'm liking this. Alrighty, that feeling is every time when I see this. Please be a good one.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. Oh, it's like a flip book.
was cool.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Wow. That's a cool little concept. I like that. That was a cool one. I like that. Oh, wow.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
That way.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Louis?
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis.
So he has enough. Yeah. Can't go up anymore. Alright. Dang. This is like really enjoyable. So I don't want to put the game down, but it's really just a lot of fun. If I can get used to the controls. Wait, that means... Oh, hold. No? Wait. Oh. These controls are wonky.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I don't want to go in there yet. I'll look around and see what's here.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Is that a hookah? It's a hookah. I like opening these little doorways first. Yeah, that is... I feel like I'm playing what do you call it? Far Cry.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
Yep.
But he withdrew part of himself.
This is my job now. I use a blue body glove.
I saw the same behavior.
Throw fish.
His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
I'm like...
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the canyon. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
I'm like...
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Tokyo. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh, yeah.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Wow. I'm like...
Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Oh my gosh. This is like difficult.
The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. Followed the sound of her
I'm gonna do the electric sitar.
electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
What?
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Wow.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Yeah. Man, this sort of makes me feel special.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Oh no!
Bend down his head.
No!
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh! Did I just sentence
My brother was
him to
really
death?
cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. but I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh! Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, just wow. I don't even, that was, in my opinion, this was probably one of the better games I've played like this. This was jaw-dropping, wonderful, and oh wow, I didn't even know this was for someone or anything, but this was phenomenal. a lot of... Thanks, Jonah. I'm getting so many... This was just wonderful. That was... I'm going to have to say this is probably one of my favorite ones for a wonderful story and very touching. That this was amazing. This is actually one... I think this is going to be one of my favorite ones. It's unique, it has that colorful design. Short. Feels like, at least. But really, there was... The creativity was amazing. And some parts of the gameplay, I almost wanted to cry because of the sad truth of it all. That was really touching. Even though it wasn't as long, you couldn't really get... It wasn't like one of those games you can get direct connection to a character after seeing them from like 5-6 episodes or anything like this, but this was an amazing story. I am really happy I played it through the sad truth of it all and everything. This was an amazing gameplay, and I am so glad I played it. Thank you, PlayStation Plus, for putting this one up. This was an amazing one. It's definitely a lot of fun. So, just even watching this, it's so interesting to see go right down. I feel like I was playing a love story, and that was awesome. Damn. I sort of wish it was longer. I really do. I wish this game was longer to go through and everything, and this was really fun. The Edith Finch team. 2012 to 2017. Wow. The end. Play story option is available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Well, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in to Edith Finch. This was a wonderful game to play, and if you guys enjoyed the commentary and gameplay, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in, and enjoy you guys' day. Have a wonderful one, and be amazing, and never let it go down.